So at this time, if all secrets are to be revealed, it would be very smart for us to participate in a community. Or remember when you were a child, if you were a commie, it was a bad thing, wasn't it? Now you want to become a community, don't you? Oh, does that mean now you have to backpedal again? Because someone may call you what? You're going to commune with others? Oh, materialism, it's really good. And capitalism, let me stab you good. And if I win, the one who wins, of course, is first place. And second place is a loser. The last constellation, remember, was the constellation of duality. We're going to get into our little PowerPoint here in a second here, but just wanted to sort of set the stage here on the bigger picture. And the bigger picture, of course, is that the new constellation is called triality. That means we all got to get together here and actually become, as they say, communal. Triality means that we, our 100 trillion cells, can finally not be separated from one another. There is a reason. I have 15 mercury fillings in my mouth. I don't know how many people have been penetrated by the dentist here. I bet you everybody in this room has been penetrated by the dentist. Everybody? Everybody's been penetrated by the dentist. I'm not talking sexually. Penetrated. You've got drilled. And what do you have in your mouth? Oh, you have amalgam fillings? Look up smoking fillings. On our website, we have a lot of different videos for you to be able to watch and see. And if you want to become more human, then we're going to have to clean this costume up. I lost 40 pounds of you can call it shite, in my costume. I totally terrain modified myself more towards a crystalline system versus a carbon-based system. Carbon-based systems have to constantly feed itself all the time. It's unsustainable. And why does a carbon-based system have to feed itself? It's because of the creatures that live in a carbon-based body. Look at carbon-based as being red, orange, yellow, and green. It's a vibration, or it's a broadband like the computer has. And look at crystalline-based, and you know your computer, this computer that we're working with here has a silicon chip. Okay? You go to Silicon Valley, and what do you get? That's where they make computers. You want to get more memory, then put more silicon in. You want to get more human, then you need more silicon. This is a crystalline effect. So the carbon-based systems are red, orange, yellow, and green. This is where all the yeast, mold, and fungus, and all these creatures that basically we call parasites live. And we're going to get into some things that you may not want to see, but you should just watch it. Watch what I'm going to show you. Remember, whatever lives inside you doesn't want you to see what I'm going to show you. Remember, it's behind the veil. It lives behind your system. So this is hard for people to grasp. So if I'm showing you some pictures of the pork tapeworm, the fish tapeworm, or the beef tapeworm, and you don't like this, remember, why wouldn't you want to see what lives possibly within every person that's in this room? And what are you going to do about it once you find out? Like, here's a few books to sort of enlighten yourself. And Robbie, I'll tell you, I have thousands of books in my library at home that people have given me because, as Brent would say, they couldn't grasp the idea, but they were really interested. And for some reason, this is sort of like it's like some people like to ride horses and like to do whatever. I like to investigate. It's sort of like my curse. This book says every body has parasites. If you're alive, you're at risk. And what are you going to do about it? Try to kill them? They're your children, remember? You go to the doctor, and the first thing the doctor wants to do, and he's loaded full of parasites, all you have to do is remember, tell the doctor, take your clothes off and show me that you know how to actually play the game of toxicity, acidification, remineralization, and understanding electrical magnetic fields, because I can see with my eyes that you are healthy, wealthy, and happy. Creatures, remember, live behind the veil. They don't want you to know this stuff. And if you feel uncomfortable with what I'm going to show you in a minute, then I want you to step back and see that are you the master of your emotions, or is something behind you actually manipulating your emotions? Remember, this is an esoteric system here. And once you find out that it is true, like the Parasite Menace, very good book, what are you going to do about it? Don't feed them anymore, for one. You want weeds in your backyard? Well, there's nothing wrong with them as long as you like them. If you don't, then what you do is you, well, eradicate them or you terrain modify them away from you. See, I'm into not killing anything, because once you find out that, well, most of these creatures actually have lived inside us more than, well, than when you were 2 years old. When's the first, I used to eat 2 pounds of meat a day. And once you find out that mostly all meat has vaccines, antibiotics, and hormones put in every piece. Remember, chicken can grow in about 3 months, 4 months. It used to take 7, 8 months, but with a little clenbuterol, a little shot of this, and a little bit of that, well, it grows real fast. See, once we find out that we want to become more human, then we're going to want to investigate a little bit about the creatures that live and lurk inside us. And like I said, these are your children, whether you like it or not. They were born inside you. Now, let's say you had children here on the planet. Okay. What would you do with your child if you couldn't sort of, you know, terrain modify your thoughts into it? So what would you do? Kill it? No. You would get help. And what kind of help is this? Well, the help is for you to find out that we as a species have a lot of problems at this time. If you want to get more consciousness, then what do? We start reversing the clock, like reverse aging. Remember, the wise are the elderly and the young. Really may be healthier than the wise, the elderly. But as you can see, there's not too many people 18, 19, and 20 years old that have wisdom. And wisdom is experience. So I like to be able to share with people that there is a bigger picture here, and it's up to you if you want to play the game. And playing the game is really, you're in power of your own self, and to take back your power is very important at this time, because if not, there's been thousands of people that have left the planet recently because they're not terrain modifying themselves. We must be in step with the planet. The sun changes its tune. It tunes the rest of the disciples. Remember, look at the sun. The sun is super bright. It's sending down its vibration and energy to the planets. We live on this planet, and we must just terrain modify ourselves to go along with it. We've got some coconut oil here, and if anybody wants to do a little experiment, it's called coconut oil pulling. This is one of the most simplest treatments that you can do. I do have coconut oil here and sodium bicarbonate if anybody wants to try this. You put a spoon of coconut oil in your mouth and a half a spoon of sodium bicarbonate, aluminum free. And you keep this in your mouth for about 30 minutes. And what this does is this terrain modifies the most important part of you right now, which is this. Remember, first thing we want to do is take out all the fillings in our mouths. And we'll get through this in a minute. And once we remove the mercury, lead, and tin, because that's what most of the fillings are, we want to replace those. I replaced mine with crystals. I first replaced them with porcelain, and porcelain is aluminum oxide. Very dangerous also. These are metals. We're trying to stay away from metal. Because most of the metal that we wear, jewelry, if you're wearing, let's say, a piece of sterling silver jewelry, that's 92.5% silver, isn't it? Okay, what's the 6.5%? It's nickel. We took the lead out of the fuel back in the 70s. And if you're into fuel, I was into fuel for 4 years until I was told to stop playing with fuel. If you took the lead out of the fuel, you'll find out that fuel's very dry. And the fuel, if it's dry, will seize your engine because it needs lubricity. Do you know what they replaced the fuel with? The lubrication with? Does anybody know? Nickel. So when you're breathing exhaust, that's not so good, because it's the same as like wearing jewelry, and if your skin is acid, which everybody's is that's healthy, nickel is alkaline, and if we take baking soda, which is alkaline, and you take vinegar, which is acid, you put them together, you get a reaction. You wear copper on your wrist and it turns green, doesn't it? Copper's an alkaloid. I'm into heavy metals because this is one of the easiest and best ways for you to get healthy, is to de-accumulate all the accumulated particles of these different types of heavy metals and plastics that have caused our bodies to be able to not evolve. You'll see a lot of young children that are overweight. Their lymph systems are plugged. You'll see a lot of older, remember 30%, let's go over a few statistics here real quick. The United States has 300 million plus or minus people in it. You know there's 75 million diabetics in the United States? 75 million diabetics. I think there's either a good business there, or there's something wrong. Do you know that there's 30% of the population in the United States is obese? And obese to me means very toxic. Doesn't mean you're lazy. It means your lymph system is plugged, and these creatures, yeast, mold, and fungus, we'll go over this, are living within this structure of vibration. So instead of killing anything, you're going to manipulate the terrain. As the sun is manipulating the terrain of the planets, we are going to manipulate the terrain of our galaxies, our own bodies. Very simple. Rabien has been doing terrain modification since I've met you. And he's been a proponent, let me tell you. Very few people really can see what we're talking about a lot of times, because you're like a pioneer. You're playing with things that most people have never heard of before. But it makes reasonable sense. Reasonable and logical sense to stop poisoning yourself daily. And you just take check-off lists, one at a time, as Rabien has done. And I don't care if it's taking a shower every day. If you're using the county municipal water, it's got chlorine in it. And it attacks because chlorine is an acid, and it attacks our alkaline bodies. We don't have acid bodies.